Guys, it's your boy Sunny right here, and today we are back with another episode of Sit Down. It's called how do I put it? It's Interview Without Borders. It's just like a conversation without borders. Me and my new teammate. He's going to introduce himself. I'm actually giving you a platform. I'm giving you a platform. Don't laugh.
Give me a platform.
Okay. Don't say anything. Just
Hi guys,
just listen.
my name is Valentine and I am from Nigeria, as you all can tell. And this is my boy. I'm trying to show him the way here in Portugal. You know, he's just Johnny just come. So
Yeah. Akpey, how did you land in Portugal?
Well, I came through.
Wait, first of all, you didn't even say your position and your age.
My position doesn't really matter. My age doesn't really matter as well.
Okay.
They can look it up. Look it up on Google. Just search Valentine Akpey.
Maybe I need to put up your video somewhere here so they can just guess by. But look at him. You look like center back.
I'm a midfielder, guys. I'm a midfielder.
Okay.
I'm a midfielder, but a chill one, not a regular midfielder. Very chill.
Who's the most chill midfielder you know?
Sergio Busquets.
It's because he's not strong.
He's chill, bro. You cannot say he's not strong, but he win balls.
Is there anybody more chill than N'Golo Kante?
Chill?
Yeah,
You mean by personality or in the field?
It depends on what you mean a chill guy. Kante is very chill.
He's chill by his personality, but inside the field, he's a rugged guy.
So Busquets is just low on energy. That's why he doesn't.
Busquets is just there.
He's just
in and out. He's chill.
yeah. But okay. So how did you actually end up in Portugal?
How did I end up in Portugal?
Yeah.
I came through an academy that was owned by my manager in Nigeria. So he actually bought a fourth division club here in Portugal, in Porto Alegre precisely, and the club was Sport Club Estrela.
Is it still in existence today?
I have no idea, but the last time I checked, about 2-3 years ago, it was still in existence, but for now, I don't know.
Okay. And what year was that when you came?
November 23rd, 2013.
Bro, I was in senior 1. I was senior 2.
So you see, you guys, I say he's my boy.
I didn't say anything to that. I just
He
said
was
yeah.
he was still a kid when I came to Portugal.
Okay, yeah, good.
Now you're all grown.
Yeah.
So we came, we were like 8 players from the academy and some other Brazilian guys who came in the same month, mixed with some Portuguese guys from the same Porto Alegre. They were trying to form a team to compete in the league as at then. So before then, we started going for friendly games with other teams, and that's where the journey started from.
And what happened after going for trials with other teams?
We didn't go for trials. We played friendly games with other teams.
Oh, with your newly formed team.
Yes, against other teams.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then did you guys end up actually eventually forming the team?
They did. They actually formed the team. They played in the competition, but I didn't play with them.
Why?
Because within the time we were playing friendly games, an agent saw me and then he took me from there to FC Porto Juniors. So I didn't really play with them.
This is the closest I've come to FC Porto, guys.
Nah.
So yeah, okay. So yeah, let's continue from the story to FC Porto. So you went to so when they scouted you from one of the friendly games that you were playing.
Yeah.
You got an opportunity to go to FC Porto Juniors for a trial.
Not for trials. I went there as a player who was to sign.
Okay.
Yeah. Although I went there during mid-season. I only played with them during that mid-season and then I left. My agent took me out actually, not because I wanted to, but as at the time I was teammates with the likes of Ruben Neves, and he was my captain. So my agent felt like he would be playing and I would be on the bench, and I had more talents that I was too good to sit on the bench.
Okay.
So he had to take me out.
And did you think that was a very costly decision, or if you had to go back, you think you would accept to do the same thing, or?
I guess this is life, and you can never tell what tomorrow looks like. At the time we were making the decision, we felt like it was the best. Felt like it was the best because I knew where he was coming from, like his points actually.
His point of view.
Yes, I understood with him, and I felt like, okay, fine. He knows the market better. I was just a young guy who came in. I was like 17, 18 then. I had no knowledge about all these things. So
Okay. 17, 18. How does it work? Because I think the FIFA regulations do not allow you to transfer if you below 18. So how did it actually work
So
for you to
that's
sign
it.
with FC Porto?
That same year, I turned 18 in 2 months.
2 months prior to the.
Yes, 2 months. I was with them until I turned 18 with Porto.
Okay.
Yeah, because I went there in January and then I turned 18 in February.
You actually told me this story that before you go down there, you were just a nobody, but that the news had already spread out and you receiving Facebook.
You know how it is. An African boy who is trying to seek for greener pastures. I was a nobody actually because in my academy, amongst the 8 of us I came, I wouldn't say I was the best player.
Okay, you're somebody now.
I am kind of. Kind of.
Okay.
Kind of, because now you can look me up on the Google, so
Yeah.
my bio is there. Nothing to hide. So when we came, there were like 5 solid good players that I felt like they were gonna make it before somebody like me.
So you didn't even see yourself as the top.
Nah. I knew I was good, but not
Okay.
top compared to those guys. Because amongst us, we had someone who had played in Europe long before he even came to Europe. 1 or 2 things happened with him. He went back to Nigeria, and then he came with us again. So I felt like with his experience and all, he was going to be like one of the first people to get good things, good
Make it
clubs.
out.
But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. God's grace located me. That's all I would say. Because I wouldn't say I was the best, but I think during those friendly games, I was one of the best during those friendly games. That was why the agent had to scout me amongst us all.
So you're actually the first to get scouted among us in the group.
Yes.
That you are before everyone else is, and you're not even the top.
No. The rest of them stayed back to play in that sport club Australia.
And imagine if you ask them to select who should actually get, if it was the player choose, nobody would choose you to go to Porto. They would choose somebody else.
Even myself, I wasn't choosing myself to go to Porto. I'm being realistic here.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to choose myself to go to Porto because in my wildest dream, I knew I wanted to come to Portugal to chase my dream, but I didn't imagine going to Porto as at that age and time.
Yeah, and even when you look around, you saw the guys that deserve opportunities before you.
Yes. They were better players. They were better players, I wouldn't lie.
And so after that, your Facebook blew up when you joined FC Porto.
Even before I signed up, I just got to the stadium. Actually, I went to the stadium with.
Actually, give me the inner from how they scouted you to the time, how long it took from when you got scouted to when you ended up actually going to
Okay,
the city of
so
Porto.
I remember we went to play one friendly game in Agaf. We had 2 games actually that same week. We got to Agaf like on a Friday. We played a friendly game that Friday night. We went to our hotel to sleep. The next day, Saturday morning, we had another friendly game. So imagine we didn't even have like 9 hours rest. During the time, I didn't know that the agent was already watching. It was after the game on Saturday, he called me He was like, "How are you? And congratulations, I like the way you play and all." And he asked if I was tired. I said, "Not really." He said, "No, he can tell that I'm tired." After like 5 hours trip to Aga, and then played a game that evening, and the next morning played another game. It's only normal for me to have fatigue, which he understood with me. He said, "This is what's going to happen." He likes me, and then from what he has seen, he can be able to take me to Porto. I doubted him.
You said I'm supporter, you're like, who are you playing with?
Nah, bro. I had doubts. Not because I didn't trust myself, but because I felt like it was too early. Who am I? FC Porto.
FC Porto. You that
he said to me,
team,
he said to me, "I know you seem surprised and all, but it's real. It's real. We are being realistic here." He said, "In 1 week time, I will give you a call, and then we go to FC Porto."
And was your agent that brought you initially, was he looped in? Did he like let him know that?
He is aware of everything.
Okay.
He was aware of everything rather. So everything that went down, the games, when we met, after I met him, he was in on all. So there was something that was kept aside.
Okay.
So after a week, I was just checking my phone. No, to be sure. Because they cannot just come and tell me that you're taking me to FC Porto just like that.
So that whole week the phone was always charged. Charged and close to you. Don't you?
You wouldn't even imagine the phone I was using then. Do you know this phone? This Nokia phone called
the one where it falls down the ground is in danger.
No, not that one. This one. It has buttons. You can also brush it. It's called Nokia Asha.
I've owned one before. I've owned a pink one. I own a pink one.
I own the same color, bro. And you know the funniest part?
Yeah?
It was my mom.
Your mom's?
I had to switch my phone with hers.
Because you were coming to Europe.
Yes, because mine was bad. I had to switch with hers. So she could use mine. She could fix mine and use. And then I came with hers to Europe. A pink Nokia Asha phone.
Yeah. Mine actually was stolen in a football. It was stolen in a training
I
ground.
don't know if I still have a picture of it, but I came with a Nokia Asha phone. I was like, that phone you can charge it today and then the battery will still be there till next week. The battery wouldn't die.
Yeah, because it is now that what kills about the phones is like too much browsing, especially Facebook. Takes up a lot of now this current Facebook and then YouTube and then
all TikTok and the rest of it.
Yes.
So in a week time he called, surprisingly, and then I went with him to FC Porto. We went first to the stadium and then we met some officials, did some documentations.
Who was the coach at the time?
Bro, I don't remember.
Okay.
So then I knew nothing about. If you ask me, okay, before I get to that, I didn't know the coach's name and I didn't understand the language. I was just like 3 months
in Portugal. Okay.
The only thing I remember was they called the coach Mr. I was thinking in my head that would be his name. Until when I left, I got to realize Mr. means like your coach.
Yeah, actually, I don't understand. Why do Portuguese say Mr. instead of saying Treinador?
So
even me right now, I still struggle to like, should I call him Treinador? Treinador is the coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Mr. What is Mr.?
I think Mr. is
like master.
Like master.
Okay. But it's more polite.
Yes, so I felt like that was his name. When I left FC Porto, they asked me what was the name of my coach. I told them Mr.
It's like, when you are young and then they ask you, what's your mom's name? You say, Mommy. Yeah.
What's your father's name? You say, Daddy.
What's your brother's name, brother?
So, one thing led to another. I stayed back. After we finished from the stadium, we went to the hotel where I was going to stay. My phone was blowing up. I didn't know what was happening. Until I checked. I started getting news. People started sending me news about me signing for FC Porto. It felt like Christmas. I'll be honest with you, it felt like Christmas. Even my friends in Nigeria, they saw notifications on Facebook. They started sending me messages and all. It was a good experience, I wouldn't lie. But like I said, I didn't stay long as I was supposed to, or like I should have. Because my agent took me out after the season ended. He felt like I was going to sit on the bench. He took me out to another better club actually. But one thing.
What club?
Braga.
Okay. So from Porto to Braga is still the same level. There's no downgrade there.
No much difference.
Yes. They are the top four biggest clubs in Portugal. Braga, Porto, Benfica, and Sporting.
So when we got there, I went there for like trials actually. I was supposed to stay there for 3 days. I ended up staying like 2 weeks because the coach liked me. He needed to see more of me. But I couldn't sign because my so-called agent wasn't in Portugal at the time. He had to travel to Bulgaria with some players. So they were waiting on him for like a week. He couldn't come. I had to stay another week. He still wasn't around. So some other players who came in for trials as well, we had to just keep them. I left.
Those players, they had the agents around.
They had their agents around. There were 5 that came that same week with their agents. So.
And what do you think? What do you think there's a difference it makes when a player goes for a trial by himself and when he goes there with his agent and his agent's actually present to watch him train, and probably after training he gets to exchange words with you? You think it makes a difference?
Yeah, I think there's an advantage for players who goes to trials with their agents available, present to watch them, and the agent could also have like 1 or 2 conversations with the coaches of that training. So it also makes the coach want to believe that okay, this so-called agent sees talent in these players and he wants to invest in them, and it gives them leverage over a player who is just there training without his agents available. Even if you're good, it only takes the grace of the coach to like you so much that he will want to keep you.
This is actually true because there's one time I was in Thailand and I went to this team called Hong Kong FC, and in Hong Kong I was there without my agent, and there was one guy from Cameroon. His name is called not Cameroon, Ivory Coast. It's called Didier. He was also there, but he had lived in Thailand for like 6 years, so speaks Thai. And there were other travelers. Those travelers came with their agents, and I was there by myself. And after every training, you see people going in the car talking. Like the players are not the one talking to the coach; it's their agents talking to them.
Exactly.
So this guy, and obviously this guy could hear some conversations afterwards. He told me, "Look, man, the chances are not very good for you here because I think there's so many fishy things that are happening around here. So it's best your agents. If it's not here, then trust me, you're not gonna make it here." And that when I heard that, I just left the next day. So I think it's what you're saying is actually true, that because I think this guy know that if your agent really believes in you, he should actually be there. He should be there for you. If unless the reason that he's not around is really very serious, then I think the agent should always be present.
It's true because even when I went to Braga, they knew I was coming through him, but he wasn't there because he was going to be busy. He only just put me in the bus from Porto to Braga. They liked me to have kept me for 2 weeks waiting for him.
Yes, for sure.
But I think they ran out of patience and they were available players with their agents to sign. So they took those guys instead of me.
And you told me after you did not make it that season, the captain, that the someone that was playing in your position,
the same Ruben Neves that made my agent took me out from there, got promoted to the first team at the age of, I think he was still 17.
So you're 1 year older than him.
We are the same age, but
okay, different months.
Yeah, different months.
Okay.
But he was still 17 when he went to the first team. We were still 17. I almost cried because that was my opportunity. If I had stayed, I would have been the one
To
playing.
replace him.
Yes, I would have been the one.
But Ruben Neves, okay. I was thinking Ruben Diaz, the centre back. Ruben Neves is the one in Al Hilal now.
Yeah, Al Hilal, yeah.
Al Hilal. Okay.
Same guy.
So you and Ruben Neves, same football, same whatever. As of today, Ruben Neves, I need security to greet him. I need security to sit down with him.
It's life, bro. Life is always like that.
Yeah.
It is not always rosy for everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone has their ups and downs, and sometimes you say what makes me stronger could kill you. So we all have different destinies.
Right.
We all have different destinies. I think his path is different from mine. So the only thing is just to stay happy.
Yeah, man, it's for sure.
Just to stay happy no matter what.
So what happened after the Braga saga?
They couldn't keep me, so I left. And I went to Passos Federer. Then they were in the first league, playing Europa. They liked me, so I was playing with the under 19. I played for 1 season. Although I was playing with the under 19 and training with the first team when they were in the first league. As at then, the coach was Paulo Fonseca.
Now you start to master coaches' names.
I know, because even my coach from the under 19 also coached the Passos senior team at the
At
time.
some point.
His name, I think he is the coach of. Is it Estroy or Aroca now?
Okay.
Vasco Sierra.
Okay.
Yeah. I just think I am unlucky as well because I had chances. I had opportunities to play in the top division, but one thing leads to another.
So after the season at Pasco, what happened?
I was supposed to stay, like I said earlier. I was training with the senior team for 6 months, and I was only playing games with the junior teams. Yeah. They were supposed to sign me according to the coach, the Paulo Fonseca. He was supposed to sign me. That was what he said. That was what he told me. I even had some verbal agreements with the club directors and all. We were just waiting for the next season to finalize everything and sign. Not until Braga came for the coach. Yeah, Braga came for him. And he left. Of course, Braga is a better option. He left to Braga, and the coach who came in afterwards didn't call me back. He didn't say nothing. So that was how I left.
And where did you go at this point?
I went to Nugarense. It's a campeonato team in Coimbra, in Coimbra district, where I had a good season. After then, a team from Spain came for me. I went to Spain actually. I did sign, and then, but I couldn't play. As at then, I never had my resident permit from Portugal, so the federation there didn't allow me to play. I had to return to Portugal again. And when I returned to Portugal, they said I couldn't play anymore. That's as at then it was called SAFE, not IMA. Now it's IMA. Then it was SAFE that I couldn't play because I had document issues. I went back to Nigeria. I went back to Nigeria. They told me to go voluntarily or they deport me. So I had to go voluntarily. I was supposed to stay like 2-3 weeks and return with visa again. That was what they told me. But I ended up staying 3 months plus.
In Nigeria?
Yeah, before I got the visa and returned again. I lost hope actually because it was taking too long. I didn't even think I would come back. At some point I gave up.
And while in Nigeria, were you trying to play when everything was taking longer, or you were just like, let's see what happens?
I was actually trying to work with the team in Spain to send me invitation and all that to divert my application, my visa application to Spain instead of to return to Portugal. That was my plan. So we were working on it before one day luck smiled at me again. They called me that my visa was ready.
And what team was making that visa for you?
The same
Nicaragua.
Nogueres,
No, no, no.
AD Nogueres.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they gave me every document that I need to take to the embassy. So I
Okay.
took everything with me from Portugal to Nigeria.
Oh, okay. So you actually left with the document.
Everything.
Okay.
A professional contract.
And what was happening to the other boys that you had come with initially? You remember the 8 boys that you came together with, the 7 of them, and what happened to them?
Okay, so they were playing for that sport club Estrella.
Hmm.
They were playing in the competition. They were actually going to promote because they were winning everything.
Hmm.
I think they had a problem in the registration or something. I don't really know.
Hmm.
I think they found out that some of them were illegal.
Okay.
So they had to sanction the team. They
Oof.
deducted some points.
Hmm.
They found out that if those boys that are illegal couldn't play, they don't have any replacement for other players to play in the league. So they just had to dissolve the team like that. So they all spread out.
Hmm.
They got to go to some other teams
Hmm.
like Campeonato Distrito. But currently, it is just among the 8 of us that came. It's just 3 of us left in Portugal. The rest went back to Nigeria, and one of them went to France. So he's a DJ in France now, and he's doing well.
Shout him out.
Shout out to Andy Wiz, DJ Andy Wiz.
Footballer turned DJ.
Nah, for real, he's doing well for himself.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
happy for him. I see his videos, I see his content, I see everything. He's doing well for himself. DJ Andy Wiz.
DJ Luis.
Yeah.
When you see your boy, do him 1 or 2 mixes. We'll play it in the dressing room.
Mix Edo music for us.
Yeah, so you came back, you got your visa, came back.
I continued with the same thing. Yeah.
They were in Campeonato still? They were
Yeah, they were still in Campeonato. So when I came back in December, and then I played half of the season with them,
Mm.
and then I left. So-
Okay, just a little question. How is the money situation at this point? Like from FC Porto playing under 18, under 19 of FC Porto, and then coming down to Campeonato. How do you compare what you earning as an academy player in FC Porto? Do you earn better than in Campeonato?
During my time in Porto, I never earned a dime. I would say I never earned a dime. I don't know. I was young and naive, and I wasn't really. They provided everything that I needed. Everything was provided for me, but in terms of salary wise, I didn't earn a dime. I don't know what agreement my agent had with them, and like I said before, I understood nothing in Portuguese. So I just had a comfortable life as a then, despite the fact that I wasn't any salary. I wasn't getting monthly.
Nothing actually concerned with money. All it was just football. Just wanted to
Just
play
football. I had the passion for it. I was just in love with the game, and I had a conducive environment. I had everything that I wanted. I was eating well, sleeping well. I had supplements. I had
training here.
good trainings. Everything was
Boots
just
was
there.
not a problem.
Nah. The only thing that I wasn't getting was just salary for that.
Well, maybe salary was there, but maybe it just did not reach you.
I have no idea.
No, you didn't want it to know anyway.
I didn't even ask.
Okay. Wow.
First of all, I didn't even see myself as someone who would play for FC Porto at the time. So it was just like a dream come true. Let me first embrace that moment.
So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I would also do the same thing. I think I'm at even a point. Even now, I would take a big opportunity over money. Like even before I came here to this team, I had an opportunity for a team that was going to pay me 3 times what this current team is paying me, but I turned it down and I just said I wanted to come here. For the reason was because this team was, I know they're like, at the time you guys were actually first in the league when I came here. Not you were at the same point with the first.
Was, yeah.
Yeah, so I saw the vision that you guys were almost going to get promoted, and I was like, how about if I go there, take the less pay, and then get promoted to Campeonato? It would mean a lot.
And you,
Rather
get,
than
and
going-
you get more visibility.
Yes, and rather than going to the other team, doing the same level, but they are like zero hopes of promotion, you know. So I was like, it's not about the money. Let me go get the opportunity.
That's it. And for a young guy who was 17, 18, why put your interest in money first?
Yeah, for sure.
I have played football as a then. I have played football all my life in Nigeria for years without getting paid. So imagine coming down here and I get such opportunity to play for a team like FC Porto. What I think first would be money. Of course not.
For sure.
Of course not.
The platform alone was just too big.
Too big.
And in Pasco, now did you understand the business side where you now trying to make some money at Pasco?
Of course, it was different because as at then I think we had just 3 foreign players.
Okay.
I, one Nigerian guy, and a South African. So as at then it was different. It was different then.
Okay. And so yeah, from the season ended in AD Nogueren's.
Nogueren's, yeah. I left for another team in Açores, Operário. Yeah.
Okay.
I've basically taught Portugal. I have played in several teams in Portugal, several cities. I've basically taught Portugal. I have played.
And what is it like playing in Azores in the Islands?
It's a good experience. It's a new environment, everything new. So it's like an adventure.
Right.
So it's basically one thing that I like about this campeonato, that you get to play in different teams against different other teams, different cultures. You get to travel far and wide.
Right.
Not just play in one district. You get to travel far and wide to play other teams, and then you yourself as a player, it's one experience that it lives with you. You get to meet new people, make new friends. In as much as I've grown to understand that in football, your friends, you barely take them along with you. Where you meet them, you leave them there. The club you meet them, you leave them there. Basically.
Yeah, I think that's the mentality. That I was talking to a friend the other day. I told him actually, my mindset right now, every team I go to, I'm not really going there to make friends. I'm just there to make the team and get away. If 1 or 2 people happen to become my friends, well and good, because these are people you only just stay with them for the season, and then after that everybody disperses.
Yes, everybody have separate ways.
And maybe there are people who are from the same, who are from one city and they have been there their whole life. So these are actually friends, some friends that have been friends with for like 6, 7, 10 years because they're from that city. And then an outsider comes in and try to be a friend with them. You are accepted, but you're not accepted.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, they'll just out of courtesy and politeness, they will just want to have you around. But once you're gone, that's it. You're out of the picture.
Because you cannot really be friends with everyone. You meet different faces in every club that you go to, and they all cannot be your friends.
Straight through.
They all cannot be your friends. You just enjoy the moment with them. Just enjoy the moment with them, and the way you leave, if you have good memories with them while you were together, I think you still get along once in a while.
Right.
But for the ones that you don't have such memories with them, it ends there. Or maybe when you see yourself somewhere else again, you'll be like, hi, that's it.
Keep it moving. Yeah, I think that's what I was saying. Our friends are the ones that don't even play for, the ones that we have our childhood memories or some serious things before even football.
Before you become who you are today.
Yes,
Yeah,
those are
your real friends.
Like for me right now, my friends don't even play football. Like my best friends, they're not close to football. They don't even, and these fuckers, like, they don't even like, they don't want it. They even don't even know what team I play for. But yeah, but they love me, and when they see me move to a new team, they're just like, oh, okay, that's that, and we just keep it moving.
Yeah.
And what do you say is the best city you played in? From after Lagos, you told me I think you came to Aveiro.
The best city that I've played in. Do you mean that I've lived in or played in? If you think,
I think wherever you lived, you were playing there, right? Or
yeah, but then again, if I was to say my best city that I've ever lived in, not play, I would choose Coimbra.
Oh.
Yeah, because Coimbra is like home to me. I have lots of people that I know there. I wouldn't really say friends, but then I have lots of people that I know. People
Yeah,
that
Coimbra is
we
actually-
get along so well.
Coimbra is like, I think it's more international place because it has universities there
Yeah.
and there's more youthful life there.
Yeah, exactly. You have everything around you in Coimbra as well.
Hmm. I made a rap. I went to Coimbra one day and I made a rap. I think it's one of my YouTube videos. Some guys don't remember what the rap is. It's just some down freestyle. Yeah. And then so let's you can do first until how you ended up here.
I can what?
Like just let's forward it until like your previous season until how you ended up because I think last year you played Campeonato, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
I basically came here because they wanted to help me bring my wife over from Nigeria down to Portugal. I have been trying on my own and it's been difficult and complicated. So I felt like with the help of a club or maybe a company or something like that, it would be easier. So that was one of the main purposes. And left alone, I had other options in Campeonato and the rest of it, but they were not agreeing to my terms. But this club agreed to my terms, and I was like, okay, why not? I want to come here.
so you actually worked hard to the point where you actually have leverage because now you made a name and you are like a certain age and you no longer really see yourself like okay, you just want to settle now and try to establish yourself. And when you're negotiating on the negotiating table, you have very concrete demands that if they're
Yeah.
not met, you keep it moving because you know that there are people that would die for your service out there. And I think that's
It
what
doesn't always. I think it doesn't always have to be their terms and conditions. You also have to put in your own terms that suits you. If they cannot meet it, you try somewhere else. There must be someone or some place or maybe a club who values you enough to want to give you that thing that you're asking for. It doesn't always have to be that whatever they give you is what you take. I think it doesn't always have to be like that.
No, it shouldn't be. But someone like in my position, without the residency card and with very minimum stability,
Mm-hmm.
I was always at the mercy of the clubs. Most times, what they offer me is what I would take. I wouldn't really negotiate so much because either the options are very limited or I'm in a very bad situation. For example, when I left Marcelo Cavalerish and I was in Lisbon, I had so many options. I could play in Lisbon first district, but I needed somebody to give me a house and maybe a job. And most of the teams in Lisbon, they want me, but they were not in position to provide those things.
Yeah.
And when I had Albanoans, they were ready to give me all this, a house, a job. And I was like, though it was like playing in the 6th division, I was like, well, they have actually better conditions than what I could play in Lisbon, but struggling. Whereas I could go the other side, gain stability, and just be with them, and except to go to a level lower. And that's what I ended up doing. So I had limited options, and I took whatever I was given and tried to just make the most out of it. And I think maybe in a year or two, when maybe I have my residence card in my hands, and I have stability when I know that I'm not struggling maybe financially or some sort of way, or I don't have a wife and a kid that need my attention. When I negotiate with somebody, I will have serious demands, and maybe also I played a good season that people know me, that I have so many other teams knocking at my doors, that if this team comes and they're saying we want to give you this, I can say no, because I know that left and right or forward and backward, there are options there waiting for me.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes too, it takes one with experience for most of these clubs to want to bow down to your terms. Like I said, I've been here for 10 years, so I've got experience. And me even being here today, it's not like it was my best option.
Right.
Because I had teams that would pay me times 2, times 3 of what I earn here. But just because I want stability, I want to be united with my wife, I want a stable family. So it's just like a sacrifice that I'm making for this season just because of my family. Because if I wanted a better life, I wanted a better pay, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in this team. I would have gone somewhere else that would give me more money.
Right.
But then again, by
Yes.
so doing that, I will still be distant from my wife without even trying to bring her over. But over here, when I came, immediately they put papers to try to bring her over, and we are still waiting. So it's just like a sacrifice that I'm making for my family, not just for me, but for my family.
Yeah, you're at that age where we need Akpey Junior, Valentine Junior.
You know the vibe. You know the vibe.
Yeah, because you're not living. Give us something. Yeah? Give us what do you call it? Give us the replacement. We need a substitute.
They will always be.
Yeah. So when you sign
They will always
out,
be.
he takes over from where you stopped, and I might play with him. I'll be like, yeah, I'm playing with your dad.
That would be nice. I would like that.
Yeah, it would really be nice. So, what do you think it is like in working with agents in Portugal? What do you think? You think it's wise for the players to negotiate for themselves, or you need somebody to be there to run it for you, like talk somebody?
You always need an agent to work for you, because on your own it's difficult and complicated. You might not have the time, the connections, the contacts to do these things all by yourself. But you might just be sleeping and your agent will be doing the work for you. That is the truth. On your own it's difficult. You cannot compare, like we said earlier, you cannot compare a player who comes here by the mercy of the coach for trials and a player whose agents brought him to the coach, to the team for trials. It's different. The player with the agents, of course, have more respect. They might treat him differently than the player who came along. So it's always good to work with an agent.
And what do you see yourself after retiring, an agent or a coach? Or what do you see yourself doing when you hang up the boots?
Well, I want to be a software developer, and I'm in that path.
It was not even the options I asked. I asked if you wanted to be a coach.
I won't, because that's not part of my plans.
Right. There's life outside the football circle.
Yeah, not part of my plans. Not part of my plans, and I still want to venture into fashion. Yeah, I want to venture into fashion.
Yeah, I see you every day. I see you. I saw you. I saw you.
No, for real. I love fashion.
Yeah,
I love fashion. So it's one of the things I want to venture into. But I'm just projecting myself towards the right timing. The right timing. Fashion is something that I've always been wanting to do.
Are you going to be a runway model, actor, or?
I haven't really done any of those professionally. But if I have like someone who would put me through, of course, if I have like a coach to just put me through that path, I would.
You know what somebody told me? They told me that modeling is for ugly people.
I don't think so.
I don't know why they told me that. No, don't go there.
But I'll still have to say it.
Okay, say it.
So you mean you're ugly? Can you see yourself?
My girlfriend doesn't think so. It's only that I don't think so.
You know, there's a term in Nigeria that we say, monkey no fine, but the mama like her. So beauty is in the eyes of the beholder.
So are you trying to say?
You know the answer already. You don't need my words, but you know the answer.
But yeah, it's crazy, man. So how do you what do you summarize your journey? Just summarize your journey. What do you think it's like? If you look back, do you think there's anything you would actually change?
I wouldn't change anything, because I always believe it's God's plan.
Right.
Yeah, it is God's plan. If it's not here, it's gonna be there.
Right.
So I am here today. So why not
Okay, so
There's nothing that I would change actually, because you cannot go back in time.
Okay. And then just to wrap it up, who is the best player you played with and against? Somebody you played with in the field and he wowed you. You're like, man, this opponent was wow. And then a teammate you played with and you're like, this guy is something.
Who I played with, I would say.
Not because he's already famous. He could have just been someone that even never made it.
I'm speaking from the time that I played with him, not because he's famous.
Okay.
I would say Jordan.
Diego Jota
Yes.
for Liverpool.
Yes.
You played with him.
In Passos on the 19.
Oh, he was in Porto in the 19.
Yeah. Played together. He was a midfielder.
Okay.
He was playing 10, but the amount of goals that he scores, you had to convert him to a striker. This guy could score from anywhere. He could shoot from anywhere. He scores every game for the under 19.
Was it that? How was he in training? How was he?
He doesn't have the skills. The techniques are not there. But if you give him the ball and he is one-on-one with the goalkeeper, he doesn't miss.
Okay, how was he in training? Was he overly serious or is just?
He wasn't overly serious. At the time, he was playing with us and studying. So after trainings, you just see him in his room. We shared the same apartment.
Okay.
He would just be in his room with his laptop studying.
Mm.
So he wasn't overly serious. And during that our sets, he was the only one I kept.
Because you told me the old coach went to Braga and then the new coach came in.
The new coach came in. He was the only one. There were other guys who were, I think, around like 18. They could also still play the under 19. So they played one more season for the under 19 and they kept like 2-3 of them afterwards.
Okay.
What pains me more was I was playing with the senior team for 6 months and they couldn't keep me. I was one of the first players they called from the under 19 to join with the first team. And then when I saw people that they kept afterwards, I felt bad because I deserved to be there too.
Right.
I didn't feel bad that they called them, but I felt bad because I deserved that opportunity too. But I wasn't given the opportunity.
Right. Damn. Okay, and then the best opponent.
Bro, I don't think I have the best. Every opponent is tough.
No, like one player you played against and you're like, okay, maybe it could actually be a teammate that you played with in training and you're like, man, this guy in training is really.
I think it should be one guy, I don't remember his name. As at then he was playing for Pampilosa.
What is Pampilosa?
It's a club in Aveiro. Then we were playing Campeonato. And I was playing in Nogueirense. He was a midfielder. Very rugged guy. He's black. He's from Guinea-Bissau or Angola. I don't remember. But he's a black guy. Thick. Very rugged. This guy, he kicks anything. I think
he kicks anything, kickable.
He kicks anything. I would say it's that guy.
Yes.
This is me speaking from the players that I played against in the midfield.
Yes.
I want to talk about the left back position, the midfield.
Yes. He said he would kick anything.
Oh boy. It's not as he's good technically, no.
But he wants.
He's hungry.
Yeah.
You know, we blacks, they always see us like Iron Man. You can kick anything, hit anybody you want to, and they praise you for doing that.
Yes. I mean, someone told me one day that when you come out here as a black or an African, they're not signing you for your skill, they're signing you for your work rate.
That's one of the good things we possess. We have very good work rate.
Yeah.
But the whites, they are more technical.
Yes, that's what I went on tryouts at one time. Tryouts, not a trial with the club, and I was trying to dribble and everything. Somebody looked at me like, Sonny, this is what you're doing. This is what Brazilians and Portuguese kids are. This is what they sign Portuguese and Brazilian kids for. You is either score, run, work rate. That's what they sign you for. So leave this one because you'll never be better than a Brazilian in dribbling. You'll never be better than a Portuguese in this thing. And obviously, realistically, it's true. You know. And then I was like, actually, they need me for my work rate, maybe defending, doing the dirty things, and let these guys just do the other things.
This brings me to one thing. You know, you're just like 2 weeks with us in this team, and I think the training from, was it Tuesday or Thursday? Somebody made a comment, and it struck my head. I was like, okay, I was going to ask you, but now that we're talking about it, I would like to ask you, did you play any youth team while in Sudan?
Youth team?
Yeah, like academy or something.
Not really.
That's what the guy noticed. Our teammate.
Yeah.
He said to me that you are good, you're strong, you're fast, and all that. But what he noticed about you is you didn't go through academy.
Yeah.
Because there are some little things that you would notice in somebody. You'd be like, okay, this guy is well taught. And there are some that you see, like, this guy is gifted. Like we Africans, majority of us, we are gifted with this football talent. While the Europeans and the rest of them, the whites basically, they taught them from youth, from 5, 6 years, they start playing for academies. While in Africa, what do we do 5, 6 years? Run in the street naked.
Chasing chickens.
So when the guys saw you playing, and there were some things that you did in that training. It was last week, I think it's on Thursday. He said, you're very good, you're strong, you're fast, you have the skills, but you don't seem like one who played an academy. So, and I agreed with him because I noticed what he was trying to say. I noticed the errors.
Yes. Yeah, this is I think this is why I have to do more to try to cover up for whatever. But it's true that it's very true, and it's very evident that I did not have any good football education, you know, and I don't know how to.
The same thing too when I came to Portugal. When I was in Nigeria, I felt like I was a very good player. That's what I thought to myself. But when I came here, the coaches I met when I came to these youth teams, they started telling me, don't do this, don't do that. And I'd be like, in my head I was doing it rightly. But they'd be like, no, it's not that way. You have to, before the ball comes to you, you have to be this way or be that way. So all those things, they still linger in my head whenever I am inside the field playing. You would notice the difference.
You remember this week, the coach called me, and he wasn't in the training. I was receiving the ball, and I was receiving the ball with my back towards the opponent.
No, which is wrong.
And he told me, he's like, sorry, when you receive the ball, don't receive the ball with the back to your opponent, or receive the ball with your back to the line, so you can see the opponent and just get the ball instead of having to turn.
Yes.
You just either control and pass the middle or something, but don't make sure that you're looking at opponent. Just have your back to the line, and trust me, up to date, that thing rings in my head, So these are small things that we really miss. Like,
yeah, in Africa.
Yeah, if I come here, and actually, the president from Mercedes Cavaleirish, he told me, Diego, he told me, Sonny, if you had come to Mercedes earlier, or at 18 or younger, you'd have been a much better player. So for sure, it's very true that people can actually see that he wants, but the lack of education,
yeah, it needs to be taught.
And sometimes it's very difficult at this stage. People are really fighting for promotion. People are fighting for promotion and relegation, and nobody really has time to. And when maybe you have a coach that really wants to help you, like our current coach, he's really like.
The same thing the coach told you was what he told one guy that left here, the midfielder. When we came here during preseason, I was like, oh, there's going to be competition. The guy is tall, he's thick, he's big. I said, okay, we will have to fight for jersey. So when we started playing games and training rather to games, I noticed I wouldn't say that I was far better off, but then experience that I have, the
The
things,
school that you got from Porto.
yes, from Porto, from Passos, even from Braga, or the things that I learned from those places, I still carry them with me till today. So I felt like, okay, in that aspect, I have edge over this guy. It's not as if the guy is not good, he's good, but he doesn't know.
Small things.
Yeah,
small
he
details.
doesn't know when to receive the ball and pass, or when to dribble, or when to receive the ball
And just
towards the goal. Like where he receives the ball is where he plays back to most of the time.
play it safe.
Not play safe. He doesn't know how to position his body to receive the ball towards the goal, not to your own, but towards attack. So I think all those things I learned them more, not even from the Passos youth team, but from Paulo Fonseca when I was training with the senior team.
And there's actually one thing the assistant coach told me. I think last training, when we were kicking this goal was the last training, right? Friday. He's like, Sonny, I want you to play, because when you play and you lose the ball, you lose your head. So what I want you to do is, it is better for you to play a simple ball and gain and have your confidence than trying to attempt a crazy skill and lose the ball and then you lose your confidence. That thing, up to now, I'm like, people have a conversation with you and there is one thing that would just enter into your skills.
I notice you have the skills, you have the strength, you are fast, but in my opinion, I think you want to do everything all at once.
Yeah.
And if I am to advise you, I would say you start from simple to hard.
So why were you waiting for this podcast?
Because it feels like you exhaust your strength while trying to do those difficult things. And then to recover, you don't have the strength to recover anymore. You are already exhausted. If I were you, during the first 5-10 minutes, I'll play 1-2 touches. When you do that, I think your opponent wouldn't expect that you do those touches. You will relax and then you take on him. Than trying to get into the game that fast. You get it will be very difficult. Because for one who is just coming in and the rhythm of your former team to this team, I'm sure it's different.
No, very different.
So the rhythm is different, the intensity is different.
Right.
So it's only normal you start from simple to hard than trying to meet us, because we've been training for long.
Yes,
And we've had so much trainings that no matter what the coach brings now, it's not new to us. Whether we run all day without touching the ball, it's no longer new to us. And you're just coming from another team which the intensity is different, the rhythm of the training is different. So you cannot really meet up in just 1 week or two.
I want to believe you have so much more that you want to actually advise me more than
No, that's what I noticed.
No, and this is what I want. I'm trying to say this because this is what I actually want. So it means I'm going to be coming to your house more.
When you're coming, you know what to do.
All right, man. We cannot finish the conversation. We have too much to talk. So this is not the last time we're going to have you.
No, we're going to have another
So we're going to have another one and another one and another one.
I'm always
and
here.
Just another one. Yeah.
There will always be another session.
Yeah, we're going to have another session. And it was thank you, man. And I don't know. Last words to the people watching, to the viewers. Shout out your Instagram and which other social platform that you want to be followed on.
Okay, my Instagram is famousval, 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 and on Twitter is famousval01, on TikTok famousval01. You can look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them down here in the description, and you guys go give my boy a follow. So it's been us. Until then, peace.